your childhood fears are still holding you back. But you think that you are completely unaffected because it has been so long since certain events, right? Certain traumas you experienced, certain unpleasant feelings, striking feelings when you're a kid and something striking happens to you, right? After a year, you probably forget all about it. But not even realizing that it is still affecting you to this very day. That is one of the craziest things that I've had to realize. That's literally the breakthrough right there. That's how you go from a bot, NPC, as they like to call it, from somebody you could consider a person of growth. You feel me? If you're not growing, you're dying. And if you're dying, you're a zombie. You're the walking dead. Feel me? You're a walking dead. You're a walker, nigga. So that's how you go from zombie mode to, you feel me, to becoming a person mode again. You feel me? Because we zombies out here. And the cure for the zombie virus is healing your childhood traumas and realizing that it is still affecting you to this day. That is what most of society need to hear. And not only hear it, really feel it. My fault if y'all hearing a whole bunch of noise upstairs, you feel me? It's the Super Bowl right now and the fam going crazy. So how did this come to be? Because we know we have been affected from childhood things that has happened to us, right? Why isn't it that with time we are not able to just escape it completely and heal completely? Because that's what most people think. Most people think that just because it's been a long time, we have completely moved past that, but we have not. That's the biggest mistake that you can make in your life. Then you wonder why your life is going in a loop. You know, you get motivated and then you start picking up a little momentum and then you start getting tired and then you go back to procrastination and eating chips and watching movies and all this, right? And then you get motivated again and then pick momentum and then, you know, your life is going like that because right there, the part that, the most important part where you're going up and you're supposed to stay consistent, something is not allowing you to, because you have to learn something, lessons which only will come to you from healing your inner wounds. As children, we look for feedback from others, right? From our elders mainly. And according to that feedback that we receive is how our subconscious mind internalizes how we should act. We look for feedback from our elders, looking for approval, looking for a sense of importance and accomplishment. We want to feel important as kids. And according to that feedback is how the subconscious mind internalizes how it thinks we should act from age 1 to 7. From age 1 to 7, our subconscious mind has no filter. It has no filter. So we're in learning mode. We're in full learning mode, right? So everything that we experience goes straight to the subconscious. From ages 1 to 7, our subconscious mind takes in everything that we are learning from the world, right? Especially significant things like emotional shock, right? Like something that really spiked our emotions, we take that straight into the subconscious. We form it into beliefs. The subconscious take it and form beliefs about the world, right? Oh, if you get burnt in a fire, the subconscious will forever form mechanisms in your mind to keep you away from fire. But before you got burnt in the fire as a kid, your subconscious mind didn't have a mechanism like that. It just saw some glowing shit like, yo, what is, let me try and touch it. It had never experienced that before. And it have no system of knowing. So from 1 to 7, that's how we build those beliefs, right? If a kid touches a fire and by some miracle it doesn't burn him, the kid will take into his subconscious mind that fire is not dangerous. So these beliefs form the way we look at the world growing up and how we think we should act within it. Now, when something really traumatic happens to us in the years of our inner child stage, right, which is 1 through 7, you have no knowledge of the world. So you as a child, if something really emotionally fucked up happens to you, the only thing that there is to blame is yourself. Because yourself is the only thing that you know. You don't know no context. You don't know no, oh, parents have responsibility for me. We don't know that. At that young, we cannot comprehend that things that happen are not our responsibility. It's the responsibility of our elders. Because we haven't learned that about the world yet. And so when something so fucked up happens to us, right? We feel anger, we feel sadness, we feel so frustrated. Cause it's like, what the fuck, we're confused, we don't even, you feel me? We feel all this shit as children. And the way that it feels in the inside is very different from what it looks in the outside, bro. You feel me? Cause you gotta remember, every single living person was a child at once. That was our original self. We was that little 7-year-old before we was this 20-year-old. That's what y'all gotta keep in mind, bro. Childhood isn't just childhood. You feel me? So that happened to you. You burdened yourself with the blame till this day. That's why you have low self-esteem. That's why you don't like yourself. That's why you have a negative self-image of yourself. Because that started from way before you don't even know what the world was fully yet. So you blame yourself. You take this belief straight into the subconscious that there is something you must have done that caused you that hurt, that pain that you experienced, that trauma. And there's just because that's yourself is all that you know as a young child. Yourself is all that you know. If there is any context that a kid knows, he is conscious. Kids, at least, that's the first thing that a baby knows, is that it is conscious, right? Here is me, and over there is other shit, you feel me? And then when you grow up, you start learning, oh, that's a person. That's mommy. That's poppy. That's a bed. That's my room. But the first thing that you know is yourself. So if something happens to you, you're a teenager. You have the capacity to comprehend context. You at least can comprehend that it was not your fault. But even if shit happens to you as a young children, you're going to burden yourself with the blame because you're going to think to yourself, there was something I could have done to avoid that. So we burden ourselves with the blame no matter what age. No matter what age some fucked up shit happens to us, right? Or some fucked up shit happens because of us, right? It's the same thing when we kids and our parents are fighting, beating each other up and shit. We burden ourselves with the blames because we don't know no better than. We think, bro, what the fuck did I do that caused this? That's how children think. So if we tend to burden ourselves with blame every single time some shit happens, some fucked up shit happens, no matter what age, what stage of your life you in. Imagine as a 5-year-old. As a 3-year-old, the pain that you stack up in your heart and carry it with you, that view of the world that you formed before you even knew anything, before you even knew better, you formed that fucked up view of the world, this fearful view. You started fearing the world because you were introduced to the horrors of it so young. And the younger you're introduced to the horrors of it, the harder it is going to be to let go of that subconscious belief that you formed about the world. And the longer it's going to stay with you. Because it is harder to let go because when shit happened, you was too young. If shit happened, you was a teenager, you could look back and reflect on things. And then after some reflection, right, you can forgive yourself. And then you can correct the view that of the world, the corruptive view of the world that gave you. At least you can correct it a little bit easier. Like, yo, you know what? I don't have to keep fearing this. I forgive myself because that happened to me. It wasn't my fault. I need to stop blaming myself for this and that. But how the fuck are you gonna look back at some shit that you was 3 years old, nigga? Most of us don't even remember. The only way to tap into that type of trauma is through meditation. The only way. Through meditation, some type of spiritual healing. That's the only way. Because when we're that young, the first thing our subconscious mind does after some traumatic shit happens to us is build a mechanism in our subconscious designed to protect us from that shit ever happening to us again. And so it pushes that out of our minds. The memory, it suppresses it. It suppresses the memory because that young, you gotta understand, bro. Shit happening to you that young, it's fucking hell, bro. Like it stays with you. Like, bro, if you tap in, right? If you tap in during meditation into your childhood traumas, you're gonna realize you are still literally fucking grieving in the inside, bro. And see, this type of trauma is so much more complicated than regular trauma, right? Like regular trauma, like some shit that happened to you not that long ago, right? That you can remember the events and the situations and shit. But when we talking about trauma that your brain suppressed out of your mind because you were too young to deal with it, that's some other type of shit. You need spiritual healing. You need spiritual healing regardless. After that, the initial trauma happens to us, we learn to never trust ourselves again. Because that's the subconscious belief that we formed that young, right? That's the thought process pattern that we formed, designed to protect us from that shit ever happening to us again. So before that, we were carefree. We were not on the lookout for danger at all. That's why your child will go and put his hand on a goddamn fire. After the trauma happens, we form a subconscious belief that makes it so we are constantly on the lookout, paranoid, on the lookout for fear. And then you're in school 10 years later, in high school, and you're walking around with mad anxiety. Feel me? Feeling all paranoid for no reason. Feel me? You gotta smoke, you gotta take drugs to balance that out, right? Because you have been living with pain. And so you need the pleasure to have balance in your life. That's the only way you can have balance in your life. You need that pleasure. But before trauma, before we knew pain, we were beyond the pain pleasure cycle. We were beyond that. Beyond that, you have joy, happiness. And joy and happiness is not an emotion. And so when we experience trauma, we learn to move with emotion. So now we're moving fearful because we have experienced the horrors of the world at a very young age. So we're moving with fear. We are moving with emotion. But you gotta understand that emotions are a distorted version of your natural state of being. Throughout life, we get these little glimpses of our natural state of being, which we like to call joy, a happy day, a good day. Yo, I had a good ass day yesterday, this and that. I just, those little glimpses of those moments that we just feel so joyful. Like when we meet a girl for the first time, right? When we meet a girl for the first time, or when we start talking to a girl, you feel me? When you have a kid, when it's your birthday or some shit, right? And then we have these little glimpses of happiness that we try to hold on to so hard, but we soon enough the pain is gonna come back to fuck shit up. And we're confusing this natural state of being, which is joy, right? Joy and happiness. We are confusing this natural state of being, which is when we are completely balanced, right? No trauma is in the way, right? No fearful way to look at the world stemming from our subconscious mind is not there. Your pain body is not active. When you're feeling those emotions, anxiety, whatever the case may be, your pain body is active because it's constantly being triggered by something. If you hear a rumor about yourself, for example, in school or some shit, you might start feeling insecure because that thing, those words have activated your pain body. But if you had no trauma in you, if you had no fear, that would not activate your pain body because you don't know no fear. You are fearless. So there is no need to fear what somebody else is opinionating about you. You feel me? But we are moving with fear because that's the way that we have been conditioned through traumatic events. Whether it was a really bad traumatic event or whether it was a collection of throughout our whole childhood, right? Of being treated bad, unfairly at times, right? A lot of us have fucked up ass parents. Not to blame our parents, Because that's part of the journey, to forgive our parents. Because to forgive those who we believe have done harm to us is to forgive ourselves. So part of the journey is to forgive those people that hurt us. You feel me? Those people that disappointed us, that let us down, that caused us to move with emotion and fear, guilt, shame, whatever the case may be. So we are basically trapped in a box. You know how people say think outside the box? We are trapped in a box that we have made for ourselves. Because when we experience trauma, those negative emotions, we created a negative way to look at the world. And we grew up with that negative way to look at the world. And we think that's the only way to look at the world. So when you try to elevate in life, that way to look at the world must be shedded. You have to shed that self, that fearful self, or you will not be able to elevate in life. So that's what you have to learn. Lessons that allow you to shed yourself and to forgive yourself and to forgive others so you can elevate in life. You're trying to skip this healing process. You're trying to skip it. You can't do that. You got to heal. You got to look back before you can move forwards. As soon as you hit adult years, right, where you are equipped enough, with enough knowledge so that you know what you're supposed to do, that's when you got to get to work. That's when you got to get to work and start looking backwards at what the fuck just happened past fucking 20 years of your life. What the fuck really just happened? You feel me? Well, and why do you feel so fucked up as? Because when you were a kid, you couldn't wait to grow up. You couldn't wait, bro. You wanted, I want to grow up so bad so I could do this, and we wanted to do so many things. And look at us now. We don't want to do shit. And we wanted to grow up so fast. Now we want to go back to being kids. It ain't supposed to be like that. We're supposed to be childlike still. You feel me? Doing all the shit that we said we were going to do when we was kids. But that is not happening because we have fallen victim to captivation of consciousness through our own deception. So this is why life loses that magic that we once saw in it as children, because of collection of fears starts to build up in our subconscious. And then when you get to that point where you feel stuck, like you can't even move forwards anymore, like you can't even, like you try and you just keep hitting the fucking ceiling. Like you can't break, you want to break through that fucking ceiling so bad, but you just cannot. You can't move forwards. And that's the worst place to be, I know, trust me. That's such a shitty place to be, feeling so stuck like that, right? The complete opposite of childhood. That's why we want to fucking go back to childhood. Because now, not only do we feel fucked up, like we keep hitting the fucking ceiling, but now we have responsibilities on top of that. So we have no time to be, you feel me, right? This world is so unforgiving. It don't give us no time for motherfuckers to heal, not the right information, nothing. Now you get why this world is fucked up and why everybody is selfish, why everybody acts like a dickhead towards each other. You feel me? It's a chosen few that's out here really being a nice person. So since that initial thing happened to us, we have been moving, looking at the world with emotion, with an illusion of danger placed in front of us, right? We think there's danger on every corner, so we like, I don't want to experience trauma again. I don't want to experience trauma again. And we looking out for it. We literally looking out for it, but it's nothing there. It's nothing there. We have to let go of that belief, of that safety mechanism that we built as children, because we don't need it anymore. We're safe now. But our inner child still thinks that we are in danger. But we're safe now. And we cannot let go of that fear unless we nurture our inner selves enough. So then we can shed those emotions out. You feel me? We can purge it out because, you feel me, a lot of us need to cry, I ain't gonna lie. You think it's cool that you're a guy and you never cry and shit? Like you think you're hard for that, nigga? You need to cry, nigga. You need to cry. Cause that's the only way you gonna heal, nigga. If you ain't laughing or crying, you ain't healing. If you ain't laughing or crying, you ain't healing, bro. You feel me? That's the true purpose of shadow work. So you can let those emotions out, nigga. Because you need to forgive yourself, nigga. You need to forgive yourself in such a profound way, nigga, that you shed some tears, nigga. You really feel the pain, bro. You really feel like, Cause we're feeling victimized right now, but that's not enough to heal. Like, yes, shit done happened to us, but you need to forgive yourself and those responsible for why those fucked up shits happen to us. Whoever's responsible, you have to forgive. You have to forgive yourself always too, even if you wasn't responsible, because we still place the blame on ourselves subconsciously. Because we know it didn't have to go like that. The timeline didn't have to go like that. We could have done something, but we didn't. We could have chose another timeline, nigga. We wouldn't have to go through those experiences. But we have to let go of the fact that we can't change the past. It's in the past, and it's gonna stay there. And we have to accept it. We have to accept ourselves. And we have to accept the world as it is and start loving it again, like we did as children. This is the long-lasting effects of your mind being conditioned this way. You get overly comfortable with the familiar and you fear the unknown. So this is how you block your blessings. You block your blessings because you perceive blessings as something to be fearful about, because it's unknown things. You perceive blessings as something to fear because blessings always come in disguise. Blessings always come in disguise. We block our blessings because we are afraid of the unknown. So we get comfortable with our normal routine. You feel me? Eat, shit, sleep, go to work, get back home, smoke, watch our favorite show, eat, shit, sleep, and we get too comfortable with that. But then when we are presented with this opportunity, right? This one homie tells you, yo, I ain't gonna lie, I think you should do this, and that. Like, I've been doing this and it's kind of been going dope for me. You should try it out with me, right? And then you perceive it, right? You form a mental image in your head, which is really an anticipation of what you think is going to be like, just based on what you heard. What I've learned is that it never really goes how you anticipate it to be, because your foreshadowing, right, is in the fear factor state. You're not thinking from an optimistic point of view. You're thinking from a fearful point of view. So of course you're going to form a mental image of you doing this thing that was suggested to you and failing at it, or things not going well at it. You feel me? You get this job opportunity and then you fear it because it's the unknown. You feel like you have to take a risk to dive into that, right? But that's the blessings that come in disguise. Sometimes God makes you lose your job, and we fear this, right? A lot of times that's a blessing in disguise, because things always get hard a little bit before they can get way better. It's like throwing you on a spring. That's how God works. God makes no mistakes. So if he want to elevate you, he's always going to compress you first. He got to put you in the cannon first. He got to put you in the dark first. He got to load you up, because you can't just be here and just, nah, that's not how it works. He got to load you in the cannon, set that bit on fire, and now you got to be patient. So that's why it's important to have faith in the universe and God, whatever fucking God you believe in. I don't give a fuck who he is, white Jesus, black Jesus, fucking Muhammad Ali, nigga. I don't give a fuck, nigga. You feel me? You feel me, nigga? He gotta load you in the cannon, put you in the dark, and you gotta be brave. God is never gonna give you some shit that you can't handle. So you gotta be brave. Know that you have that inner strength in you. This is when God tests your optimism. This is why you must fight. You must battle that fear that you have in you. When you in that darkness, you must battle it. The worst thing you can do is cower away and give up. That's the worst thing you can do. Because you being in that darkness, right, waiting for the cannon to hit, right? God is lighting up the cannon for you. And then the fire is slowly burning to the fucking burning the little rope and shit, right? And that period, from the time that God lights the fucking rope on fire to the time it hits the cannon and then you fucking shoot up, that is where God is testing your patience, nigga. Patience is the highest virtue. You need patience to be successful. And you don't have patience. You don't have patience. That's why. you are dealing with those emotions. That's why you are fearful. Or you are impatient because you are fearful. Because you don't have enough patience to think to yourself like, yo, let me try this opportunity that's being presented to me. You never know where it could go. You know how many people done started businesses, right? And then later on, it ended up being something completely different and way more successful than what they originally had thought. You know how many businesses go like that? You feel me? You probably thinking, right? You have this idea of starting a goddamn fruit business. You want to start selling fruits and shit. And you thinking with this fearful ass mind state, like, nah, you know, who's gonna really buy fruits from me? This and that, like, that'll never go nowhere. But if you take that leap of faith, God is gonna reward you for your bravery. Who knows, nigga? Your fruit business probably gonna fucking fail. But while you're trying to make it successful, some businessman meets you, right? He sees you grinding. He sees you trying to do something. He sees you with a vision at least. And then he comes up to you. He like, yo, I like your hard work and dedication. The past week, I've seen you out here really trying to sell your fruit. That's some brave shit. That's some warrior shit. I like that. That's some perseverance shit. Let me give you this little nice opportunity. And then there you go. But if you would have never took that leap of faith, if you would have just kept thinking, oh, nah, if I start a fruit business, that shit ain't never gonna go nowhere. Nah, you know, there's people out there with better fruit businesses. They're like, who's gonna come buy fruits from me? You would have still been thinking that same shit in your room. Been thinking that same shit in the same position. So the key to moving life is to do something. It's to embrace the opportunities being presented in front of you, and not to block them, not to block your blessings. You gotta, when something bad happens, when life seems like it's getting fucked up, be happy, cuz. You, bro, be happy and optimistic. That's when you gotta grind harder, because that's when God is showing you, look, I got some shit for you. That's basically like Christmas is around the corner, nigga, and you about to get a gift. That's how I feel, nigga, when shit start looking bad, you feel me? I'll be like, oh shit, Christmas is around. God is doing this shit to me? Hey, Christmas must be around the corner. Why is he setting me up for, alright? You feel me? But you can't be put in those situations if you don't heal to a certain extent where you can at least battle that fear. You have to heal enough so you are strong enough to battle your demons. Some people are getting completely obliterated by their demons. They getting fucked up, bro. It's mental warfare out here, bro. Y'all think shit is a game. It's really mental warfare out here, bro. Nigga, pay attention to your mind. Nigga, sit with yourself for 20 minutes. Don't look at no screens. You feel me? Don't look at no type. Don't listen to nothing. No type of mental stimuli at all. Sit with yourself for 20 minutes, nigga, and then you gonna clearly see the mental warfare, nigga. It's World War III in your brain 24/7, and you don't even know it. You don't even know it, nigga. And then you wonder why your life is going fucked up, nigga, because everything starts in the mind. You gotta fix your mind first if you wanna go somewhere. You gotta align yourself mentally with the person that you want to become. You can't become that person if you don't see yourself capable of being that person. You got to change your self-image, nigga. How you expect to be a businessman but you still seeing yourself as a loser? You got to fix that. You got to heal. You can't be afraid of that. You can't be afraid of admitting that you don't like yourself currently, because that's the first step to change, nigga. You got to admit that you don't like your current self. And that's the first step, and that's uncomfortable, because you gotta swallow your pride, right? You gotta swallow your pride, right? A lot of you think that y'all superior to everybody else, and y'all don't really want to admit that you ain't shit. You feel me? You ain't shit in the sense that your brain, your ego makes you think that you are shit. You feel me? But in reality, you are the shit. Once you heal and you realize that all that matters is you, nigga. But you cannot embody the emperor that you ought to become if you don't first go through the little storm, right? You gotta go through the storm. You gotta battle your own self. Because what you gotta realize is that you are the angel. You are God. And you are the devil too. So that loser, that little ass loser that you think you are, that mental image of yourself, nigga, that sore loser, is you. But also, that idea that you have of yourself that you want to become, if you at least have the vision for it, that's also you. But guess what? You gotta aid that version of you, nigga. That businessman version of you, nigga. That ideal version of you that you want to become. You gotta help him fight that sore loser version of you. Because right now, you siding with the loser. Every single time that ideal version of yourself comes into your mind and tells you, yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie, you could do this. You probably can do this and that. There you go and start supporting the fucking sore loser. You start supporting the devil. You start thinking shit like, oh, nah, I could never do that. I could never reach those heights. I could never start a business. I could never do this. And then you wonder why the devil is winning. Because you're the one that have the power. You're the one that have the power to make either side stronger, nigga. And you're literally giving all your power to the devil, nigga. It's World War II, right? And you're America, and Germany is fighting with the Russians. Let's say that Germany is the devil and the Russians is the angel. The Russians is what you're trying to become, and the devil is what you hate being, right? The Germans, you hate being a German, so you want to become a fucking Russian. But you're America though, right? But you sending all your guns, you shipping all your guns out to Germany, nigga. You want the Russians to win, but why the fuck are you shipping all of your weapons out to Germany? You helping them with all your fucking nuclear missiles and shit, all your ammunition, all your soldiers, nigga. You enlist your soldiers and make them join Germany so they can fucking help fight in the war against the motherfuckers that you want to win. That's what you're doing mentally, nigga. It's spiritual warfare in your head. And you gotta realize that you are giving away all of your weaponry to the dark side, nigga. That's the only reason why shit is like this. And that's the shift that you have to make. You have to go from fearful, right, to optimistic. And that's when you start helping the version of yourself that you want to become, so he can defeat the version of yourself that you want to shed. Like that XXXTentacion music video for Sad that he made, right? He said, who am I? Someone that's afraid to let go. Let go of what? Your past self, your ego. Afraid to let go of your ego. And in the video, what he's doing, nigga? He's trying to kill the nigga. He's fighting him, nigga. He's fighting the nigga that was wilding out, right? The XXXTentacion that had black and yellow hair. He's fighting his old self with the version of himself that he wants to become, nigga. So he started beating that nigga ass. Cause in that video, he was trying to show you, nigga, you have to side with the ideal version of you. That's who you have to help. This is why we can't even start new endeavors without giving up before we can even get a little bit far into it, right? Before we can build some nice momentum and make progress. Because the mind's eye is what controls your life. Your mind, your thoughts is what controls your life. And in your thoughts, you don't trust yourself. So you don't see yourself succeeding at it because you're afraid to let yourself down. You're afraid to tell yourself, yeah, I am going to do this. Now you say, I'm going to try to do this. Because you're afraid to let yourself down because you know, nigga, that you ain't really trying to commit, that you can't commit. You know that you can't commit, nigga. And you're afraid of failure. That's why, nigga. You don't want to make yourself any promises. Because if you fail, you're afraid to hold yourself accountable. You're afraid of your mind beating you up, beating you down. Because you didn't do what you said you was going to do. So you keep it kind of safe with yourself. Be like, nah, I'm going to try to wake up early tomorrow. And then if you don't wake up, you'll be like, well, I said I'm going to try. But nah, nigga, you be like, nah, nigga, I'm waking up tomorrow, nigga, early. Nigga, I'm going to work out, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. I'm a fucking king, nigga. That shit's easy for. That's the attitude that you got to have. Regardless. Bro, regardless. That's, bro, because look, when this comes out of you, right, when I'm going to try to wake up tomorrow, that's you helping the sore loser version of yourself. But when you, even if that sore version loser of yourself is trying to come out so bad, nigga, you still book your chest out, nigga. Be like, what, nigga? Even if you feel like you lying, you be like, what, nigga? I'm gonna work out tomorrow. This and that. Even if it feels like you're literally blatantly lying, still keep your head up, nigga, and say it with confidence, nigga. Be delusional. Be literally delusional, because it's only delusion until it works. It's only so is it really delusion, nigga? Is it really delusion? Be delusional, nigga. You have to be delusional in a sense where you already are that version of yourself. Yeah, I'm already a businessman, nigga. I'm already a millionaire, nigga. I'm already a fucking millionaire, nigga. I'm chilling, nigga. You gotta be delusional and believe that shit. I don't even think I really wanna tell y'all what to do, what's gonna happen. I ain't gonna do that shit no more. Because then that's just creating more scenarios for you to entertain in your head. And what you gotta do is get out of your head and do things, nigga. You need to stop thinking and start doing. So all I'm gonna say, nigga, the steps to take is to sit with yourself more, to learn yourself more, nigga. Meditate, nigga. Make the effort, nigga. I ain't gotta tell you what to do, because if you one of the real ones, nigga, if you a real nigga, you already know what to do. You just here for the inspiration that I can provide to you, nigga. You already know what to do. So I ain't gotta tell you what to do, dog. Feel me? I'm just here to put you in mission mode, nigga, because I know this world attacks us so much that it reverts us back to NPC mode, bro. As soon as you leave this video, nigga, you already gonna have hella attacks, nigga. You gonna go pick up your phone, nigga. You gonna have a notifications, nigga, and then you get on TikTok, and then you get on YouTube and shit, and all this shit is putting you on NPC mode, nigga. I'm trying to activate the inner warrior in you. The only thing that you need to hear from me that you need to do, I ain't gonna tell you what to do, nigga. You already know what to do. But the only thing I will tell you to do, nigga, you need to meditate. Meditate without fear. It feels like you're wasting your time sitting there and nothing is happening. I know, but patience is the highest human virtue. And the only thing that's gonna teach you that is meditation. Meditate, sit with yourself. And you gradually will start learning about yourself. Shit that you never knew. Stop asking yourself the question like, oh, damn, I'm worried now because I know I need to forgive myself, but I'm worried because I don't know how to forgive myself. Look, all the healing comes on its own. The healing itself is automatic, bro. The healing is automatic. The only reason why you are not healing is because you keep interrupting the healing, bro. With mental stimuli, you keep interrupting it, bro. Your body's trying to heal every day. Your mind is trying to heal every day, but you keep interrupting it because you keep bringing yourself out of the present moment. You keep sabotaging yourself out of the present moment. You don't know how to stay in the present moment, and the present moment is when you heal. The present moment is when you heal, when your mind got some time to process shit and heal. So just meditate, and all else is gonna, the blocks are gonna fall for you. You feel me? Meditation is like activating it's like you washing your laundry, right? They're dirty, nigga. You feel me? Your mind is dirty. You put it in the fucking in the washing machine. You close it, and then meditation is like pressing the button, and all you gotta do is just wait. You feel me? So I ain't gonna tell you to work out. I ain't gonna tell you to fucking do yoga, to stretch, nigga. Nigga, you do all that shit if you want to. But the one thing that I will tell you, nigga, is mandatory, nigga. It's a must, nigga. It's a non-negotiable that you must do, nigga, is meditate, nigga. I don't care what you do, nigga. You can be out here taking walks in nature, nigga. You can be talking to the fucking plants. I don't care what you doing, nigga. You gotta meditate, nigga. You gotta meditate. And meditation doesn't only mean sitting down somewhere, closing your eyes in a fancy ass position like a yogi. No, nigga. I could dead ass just be sitting here like this. You can meditate like this, with your eyes open, just thinking, nigga. Meditation is not something specific. If you are sitting somewhere with absolutely no mental stimuli around you, right? Nothing to distract you from the present moment and your thoughts, that's meditation. But when you actually sit down, do mudras, and really close your eyes and take deep breaths and shit, that's taking it the step further, you feel me? To gain more benefits. It's been years since I done experienced anxiety and shit. Like at first, I started meditating because it really helped with the anxiety. It erased it. It literally erased it. Bro, it erased my whole anxiety like in a month. Since I started meditating, bro, I don't even know what the fuck anxiety is, nigga. Or at least how I used to have it. That shit was fucking, I didn't even know what the fuck was wrong with me, nigga. All I knew is that I felt like a fucking bum ass nigga, like some fucking terrible shit, terrible. Feel me? Felt the furthest from confident, nigga. Now I meditate because I want to tap into those deeper levels of my mind. I don't want to just fix my anxiety and shit, but meditation is the cure to everything. Meditate, nigga. That's what you gotta do. Sit with yourself, and then the healing is gonna happen. Stop fucking interrupting the healing, nigga. The reason why you ain't cried and let some feelings out, some tears out, you feel me? Purge out some negative feelings that you have been carrying with you, nigga. Carrying that load with you, nigga, your whole life, nigga. You've been carrying that load your whole life. The reason why you are unable to just, because you are afraid to let go of that load. You are afraid, nigga. That's the fear right there, letting go. That's the fear. So you rather just stay in pain, nigga, and fear, like carrying the heavy ass load, nigga. The only reason why you haven't let go, nigga, is because you have that feeling, that chronic feeling constantly on your back. And to balance it out, you have a fucking screen in front of you and you have some donuts on your table, nigga. So you feel me? You have the fear here, but you know, sometimes you can forget about that load that you're carrying because the pleasures of life are good. Feel me? Invite over a bad bitch, but then once the pleasure is over, you can't have one without the other, nigga. You can't have pain without pleasure. So if you're living within this dynamic, you're bound to experience both. Once you really cut out all the distractions and really start sitting with yourself, that's when your mind is gonna really start processing shit, and then you slowly but surely can start letting go of that weight that you have been, of that emotional burdens that you have been carrying with you. And then you can let go of some bricks off your back, you feel me? And then that's when you realize, like, damn, things start to arise that you never thought about before. Those emotions that have been bottled up inside you can start coming out. And you can shed some tears, and that shit feel good because that's what you needed. Tears of understanding. Not some tears because, oh, your goddamn high school boyfriend dumped you, left you for some fake ass tears, nigga. Tears because you are realizing that you need to forgive yourself. You need to liberate yourself from certain things. Those type of tears. Some deep tears. Those tears that when you're done shedding them, nigga, you're a complete different person, nigga. The type of tears, nigga, that when you're done purging those emotions out, nigga, you're suddenly a complete different person, nigga. Because you just broke through some levels of your heart. Profound healing. That's what we need. And it's trying to happen, but we are disrupting it. There's things that we can do to help it, like taking care of yourself. Any activity that involves taking care of yourself, right? Even if it's reading books and shit, becoming smarter, becoming more fit, becoming healthier, nutrition, whatever it is aiding, it's helping this healing process. But all of the bad habits are disrupting it. But regardless, if you're doing bad habits or not, meditation is the step you have to take. That's the first step. You have to start meditating. Nigga, I started with 3 minutes a day, nigga. I couldn't even last 3 minutes a day meditating, cuz that's crazy. I couldn't even meditate for 3 minutes. And I could do an hour easy. I could do an hour easy now. You feel me? 30 minutes. Nigga, I'll be meditating randomly, nigga. I'll be in the car, nigga. I'll do a mudra, just be focusing on my breath, nigga. Just embracing the present moment, nigga. Whenever I can, nigga, I'll meditate, nigga. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. We need to heal. Before we could get the body of our dreams, before we could get the girl of our dreams, before we could get all this money, before we can elevate in life, we have to heal first, man. We have to heal first. Please take care of yourself.